Your dog has met thousands of people. Most of them got a wagging tail, a sniff, maybe an enthusiastic jump. But there's that one person, you know the one. Your dog took one look at them and decided no. Backed away, wouldn't take a treat from them, stayed between you and them without being asked. And you thought, weird, they seem fine to me. Months later, you found out you were wrong, and your dog had been right the entire time. This isn't coincidence, and it's not magic. There's a specific neurological reason your dog can read people in ways you can't. And once you understand it, you'll never dismiss your dog's instincts again. Most people think dogs like everyone. They think a dog who growls or backs away from someone is just poorly socialized, anxious, reactive, a training problem. But a 2017 study published in the journal Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews found something that reframes all of that. Researchers tested 18 dogs in a controlled experiment. The dog's owners struggled to open a container and asked a stranger for help. The stranger either helped warmly, stood by passively, or refused to help entirely. Then the stranger offered the dog a treat. Dogs almost never took treats from the person who had refused to help their owner. Not because that person was rude to the dog, they weren't. They ignored the dog completely. The dog had no direct reason to distrust them, but they had watched, and they had decided. Here's what your dog is doing that you aren't. While you're listening to what someone says, processing their words, reading their body language consciously, making judgments based on logic, your dog is running an entirely different kind of analysis. First, cortisol detection. When a person is stressed, anxious, or concealing something, their body chemistry changes. Cortisol levels rise, adrenaline shifts. These are chemical changes, and they produce measurable scent changes that humans cannot detect, but dogs can. Your dog's nose has up to 300 million olfactory receptors. Yours has 6 million. They are not smelling what you smell. They are reading a biological report card that you don't even know exists. Second, micro-expression reading. Research from the University of Helsinki found that dogs scan human faces with the same left-to-right bias that humans use, focusing on the right side of the face, where emotional expressions are processed most strongly in humans too. Your dog isn't just seeing a face, they're reading it, specifically, accurately. Third, behavioral pattern recognition. Dogs track the consistency between what someone says and what their body does, between what someone projects and what their chemistry communicates. When those things don't match, when someone's words say one thing and their biology says another, your dog registers the gap. You might call it charm. Your dog calls it a red flag. A 2012 study took this further. Researchers had owners ask strangers for directions. Some strangers helped. Others ignored them or responded dismissively. After the interaction, the strangers offered treats to the dogs. Dogs were significantly less likely to accept treats from people who had been unhelpful or dismissive to their owners, even though those people had done nothing aggressive. They weren't responding to a threat. They were responding to character. And here's the part that's genuinely unsettling. The dogs didn't just avoid those people in that moment. In follow-up interactions, they maintained their distrust. They remembered. Your dog doesn't forget who was unkind to you, even if you do. So what does this actually look like in real life? Signs your dog senses something is wrong. 1. They refuse food from someone. This is the clearest signal. A dog who will normally take a treat from anyone, refusing to take one from a specific person, is not being picky. They are telling you something. 2. They position themselves between you and that person. This isn't aggression, this is protection. Your dog has assessed a threat and placed themselves as a barrier. 3. They track the person with their eyes without approaching. Watchful stillness, not curious, vigilant. 4. They leave the room when that person is present. Avoidance without aggression. Sometimes the quietest signal is the loudest. Important note, not every dog reaction means someone is dangerous.
Dogs can be triggered by unusual smells, illness, or things completely unrelated to character. Context matters. But when your dog reacts to a specific person in a way that's out of character, when it's consistent, when it's calm but clear, that reaction deserves your attention. There's something worth sitting with here. Your dog has been running a background check on everyone you've ever introduced them to. Quietly, constantly, without you asking. They can't tell you what they find. They can only show you through a refusal, a positioning, a stillness that isn't quite relaxation. Most owners dismiss it. The ones who listen tend to be glad they did. If this made you think about someone your dog never quite trusted, subscribe. Next week, we're going somewhere emotional. How dogs apologize, what that lowered head and slow approach actually means, and why the science behind it says something extraordinary about who they are.